So I think we're all pretty well acquainted on this channel if you've been around for any length of time. If not, welcome. How you doing? But if you are a fan of the channel or if you've seen any of my other videos, especially as of recently, you'll know that I've been working with Lekato a lot, much like a lot of smaller channels on this platform do. Lekato is one of those brands that's kind of hit or miss. Some things can be really, really nice. Some things like their little desktop amplifiers, the GA02 and the JA02. I really think that those are awesome little amplifiers for like 40 bucks. They're really cool. Then you have things that don't look like amplifiers that are like this, but it is an amplifier. In fact, it's a lot of amplifiers built into a little tiny box that you can put in your pocket, in your bag, and take with you on the go, because this is a headphone amplifier. In a specific case, this is the Lekato EP01. And I know it looks small, I know it doesn't look very complicated, but trust me, this thing actually sounds really, really impressive for the money. This is a modeling headphone amplifier. So basically what that means is you can take and plug this thing into your guitar, put a pair of headphones in here, plug it in at the bottom, and it's basically for like silent practice, things like that. But what's cool about this one is that this USB-C port down here that also charges the unit, you can record USB-C audio straight out into a phone, a computer, a tablet, whatever can record audio, and basically get all the really cool sounds out of here straight into whatever you're trying to record it into, which is how you're going to actually hear the sounds from this thing today. I'm going to put them into my phone via USB-C audio, and we're going to listen to it. Because I've already done some tests, and I can tell you that I am very, very impressed with what I've heard from this little thing from Lekato for the price. It's really, really cool. Modeling has come such a long way these days. I don't care what anybody says. Tube snobs be damned. Modeling is catching up to tube. I'm so sorry. They really are. Am I saying that this is the best sounding thing in the world? Absolutely not. But for the price, I mean, it's better than anything that was out years and years ago. That's for sure. So let me explain some of the features of the EP01 Lekato headphone amplifier to you real quick. So first and foremost, on this side you have an on-off switch with a Bluetooth setting. So if you flip it all the way to the side where it says BT, you'll engage the Bluetooth, sync your music to it, play along with your favorite tracks. A volume knob here, which I would start at very low because this thing can get rather loud in the headphones, so just keep that in mind. Flipping over to the other side here, you have a bunch of buttons. You have an amp, a tone, and an EFX button that kind of explains what each one does, but amp switches between amp, tone, brightens or darkens your tone as you need to. EFX controls your effects that are in there. You do have a built-in drum machine, which is kind of cool. You got a bunch of different grooves in there, pop, funk, rock, things like that. So if you want to practice silently to some drums, you do have those options built in there. The plus and minus button is how you actually control each one of these settings. So for example, if you're on amp and you want to switch between which amp you're using, you would hit amp and then use the plus and minus button to scroll through the settings, and they're all color coordinated. So for example, if like you're on the tone, this is a really good example. The tones are color coordinated. You have 5 tone settings: darker, dark, flat, bright, and brighter naturally. So it'd be like red is dark or darker, right, all the way over here. Then yellow would be dark, and then green would be bright. Blue would be, you know, whatever. You see what I'm saying? So you have to kind of remember what those are, or you can just listen. It's not that hard. But again, it is all spelled out right here in the amp manual, owner's manual. That's the word I was looking for. So here are the amps. I'm just going to go through it real quick because it's right here and tell you kind of everything here. So the amps that you have built in, you have a Fender 59 Bassman, a Dr. Z Z-Rec, a Marshall JCM 800, and a Marshall Plexi, Vox AC30, Engel Powerball, Mesa Boogie Mark V, Orange 8030, Soldano SLO 100, and an EVH 5153. So you do have a lot of different options built into this thing. The aforementioned tone settings are in there too. And then your EFX, which I actually have to turn to page 2 to get all those. You have a room hall, church plate, and spring reverb. Then you have a modulation reverb, which is kind of cool. You have a slapback delay. You have a tape delay plus a hall reverb built into it, which is cool. A reverse delay and a modulation reverb. Ping pong delay and church reverb. Chorus and hall phaser and church. Flanger and plate and tremolo and modulation reverb. And then it goes on to tell you about your drum loops, but we're not going to talk about the drum machine. So you have a lot of different options built into this thing to kind of get whatever tone you're looking for. And then obviously you have where you plug it into your guitar and it bends all kind of ways. And it goes into pretty much any guitar that you got. So let's go ahead and plug this thing in, see what it sounds like. We'll run through some of the tones here. and put it through its paces. Like I said, I'm going to be recording it through USB-C audio, so you'll hear it coming from what it's like in my phone, and it's pretty close to what you would hear in headphones. So I'm just trying to visualize it to you, or audiolize it. You know what I mean. Just take a listen to it. right, so what do I think about the Lekato EP01? Well, I want to know what you think, so leave me some comments down there and tell me what you think of this thing. I already know what some comments are going to say, and you know what? That's totally fine. You're allowed to have your opinion. Me personally, I like this. Now, I did maybe forget to mention at the top of the video, this is a sponsored video, but if you didn't see the little paid promotion thing up there, that's fine. I'm telling you now. And all thoughts and opinions are mine, regardless of whether videos are sponsored. I've said that numerous times, but if you don't believe me, whatever. I think this is really cool. Again, for the price, for what it is, it's compact, it's convenient. You can throw it in a bag, take it with you, travel with it, even record with it. So if you want to record some demos on the go, you have a USB-C phone, or even if you have an adapter where you can plug it into an iPhone or something like that, or your computer or a tablet. Mobile recording is really easy with something like this. It is a modeling unit, so it models a bunch of stuff, naturally. I think it sounds really good. Just point blank period. It sounds really good. Is it the best sounding thing in the world? Absolutely not. But, you know, they packed a lot into this little thing for the money. And again, the instruction manual is pretty clear on what you can do with this thing and how to change everything. So for the money, it is what it is. If you're looking for something like this, I would highly recommend checking out the Lekato EP01, the portable amp modeling headphone amp, something like that. It's, you know how they word these things on Amazon. But there are links down there in the description. I'd make it easy for you if you want to check one of these out. There's a link in the description as always, so make sure you check it out if you're interested in one of these things. Thank you very much, Lekato, for sending this out and continuing to support this channel. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you for watching this video. Again, leave me some comments, make sure you subscribe, do all that good stuff. Check the links in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.